The other day in the text you said Darth Dawkins meet Darwin's Deity's greatest hits. Why did you type that?
Oh man, now you're asking me to remember. I don't know. Maybe I know it's satire of your content. I'm sure. I'm sure that you would be aware of it already, of course. So there's
You see, when somebody tells the truth, you don't have to worry about remembering things. But when you're lying, you don't remember posting Darth Dawkins meet Darwin's Deity's greatest hits. You have no recollection of that?
Recollection? I don't know if I necessarily did that or not. But
you did. You did. Since you want to talk about percentages, I have 100% memory visually reading that.
Was this on my stream or was this in somebody else's stream?
No, this was in somebody else's stream.
Do you know who? Can you tell me whose stream it was for context?
Not right at the moment.
Are you saying that the way that I said that would make it seem as if, like, hey, meet, like I'm Darwin's greatest hits, basically? That's the phrasing of it. That's what you got out of it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm asking you questions about what happened the other day. Now, Darwin's Deity's greatest hits was not in the text chat at all. I scrolled up and down, looked at.
Did I say DHG or did I say Darwin's greatest hits?
I believe it was Darwin's Deity's greatest hits.
Well, you don't have to believe if you're remembering something.
Yeah, I'm virtually certain that that's what it was. That's what I'm answering you. When somebody tells the truth, you don't have to worry about remembering things. But when you're lying,
and you can't tell me what video it was on.
Okay. This is all extraneous. Okay. When somebody tells the truth, you don't have to worry about remembering things. But when you're lying,
I have two opinions on that. People find you entertaining, and somebody said that you were in this hangout and shared it to the individual. They know him because a lot of these people are connected in the community. Two, which I think is much more unlikely, but I do notice that every time he's messaging, you're not messaging in the chat, that you've created your own Darwin's Greatest Hits channel of your own content, which would be absolutely fucking genius. And this was in your hangout?
No.
On your live chat?
It was in somebody else's hangout.
It was in Tom's live chat?
I think it was Tom's, yes. When somebody tells the truth, you don't have to worry about remembering things. But when you're lying,
you are so humble. It's okay to come out that you have, this is your channel, isn't it? Darwin's Greatest Hits. You are a genius that we have to, as rational beings, consider with the available body of information that there is a little bit more than a coincidence going on here.
But my recollection of it is 100%.
I can tell.
Okay, are we done with the trolling? Johnny, do you think I'm stupid? Do you lack courage?
It's you've taken over from Skylar, I guess. Huh? Is this the new theory? I think this is the new theory.
Actually, I had very
I wasn't addressing
good
you. I'm sorry.
reasons.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm responding to the content of what you're saying. If you don't want me to address you personally, that's fine. But actually, I had very, very good reason. And any good investigator, all right, when they're looking at all of the available information, won't just focus on one suspect. You have several suspects, and you always move to the top of the list. Somebody who has the means, the motive, and the skills. So, Johnny, in perusing the material that you've put up on the internet about yourself, it was interesting what I discovered. Well, what I discovered about you. Well, let me just back up a little bit. The person who created Darwin's Greatest Hits, Johnny, I'm sure you're well acquainted with them, had to have not only video editing skills, but graphic manipulation within video editing skills and Photoshop skills as well. Wouldn't you agree, Johnny? So the producer of Darwin's Greatest Hits,
executive producer,
had to have very good video editing and image editing skills along with Photoshop skills. And coincidentally, one of the very few people that have all of those skills on the Great Debate community, well, the first person that came up was Skylar Fiction. But you know what I discovered in looking all of the material that you've posted on the internet, not just your YouTube video? Lo and behold, through your own admission, both textually and video-wise, I discovered that you had great experience in video editing, graphics, and Photoshop. What a coincidence.
The rabbit hole is getting so much deeper.
You may put me on your troll list.